Welcome to Stock Talk. This is your host, Scott. Hope you had a good couple of days of trading. We've been playing around with the NVAX stock as far as trading goes on that. We also bought a little bit of QQQ this week. So we're going to talk about that as we look at our portfolio. So let's go ahead and just dive into that real quick. So here's our portfolio. We've got QQQ at the top of the list. That's a one that we've traded in the past. It's just something I like to buy when you have several days of the market going down. This is an index more or less of the NASDAQ, the high-tech type stocks. So let's pull that up, take a look at today's chart, and pull up the 5-day chart on that. And you can see the 5-day chart. We did have a little downward trend, and then Monday we had a pretty good sell-off. So anytime we have these big sell-offs like this, a 2 or 3% sell-off, I like to buy a little bit of this, and then if it goes up the next day, I'll normally sell it and just make what I like to call CD money. And so that's exactly what happened. We had a pullback yesterday. We bought in at I think we bought it at 352, sold it today. I think it was somewhere around 355, 356, somewhere like that. But just made a little bit of money. A little bit of percentage, but we did have it in both IRAs, and we had a little bit of money in it. So it's like buying a CD and then selling that CD within one day instead of having it for a whole year. So, but you see, they did have a little downward trend already to start with. So I was kind of really like the fact that I was able to jump in there on that. What can happen to you on that is you can have a continuous downward move on something like that. And then what you do is, what I do is I just keep adding to it as it drops and just try to keep that cost average at something halfway decent. But, you can also get into a market turn. If the market continues to go down, then you got to be careful not to put a whole lot in it at one time, because if the market continues to go down, then you're kind of stuck with it. But I'm just nibbling at it when I do that, and that's what we did yesterday, and it paid off today. So we're able to pocket a little bit of money yesterday, or today, from what we bought yesterday. Bitcoin has been on a tear. It's had a really good day today. You see it's up over 51 now. I do own Bitcoin, but mostly what we have this for, it looks like it just started a new day. What we have this for is to keep up with our other stocks that relate to it. And so we've got, you see it here, how well it's jumped today, and that's a big deal. And this is a 51.38. This is a 24-hour clock on this one, so it's going all the time. So let's see what it did to our stocks that we do own. We do own some stocks with MSTR and HUT, both of those tied to Bitcoin. And when Bitcoin goes up, they're going to go up. As you can see, that's exactly what they did today. You can see they actually went up more than Bitcoin. 7% on both of those, and I do have also have some options that I'm trading with HUT that did very well today as well. I haven't sold any of it yet, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. MSTR, again, they a ton of Bitcoin. Michael Saylor is the CEO of this, and so if you get a chance to listen to him speak, he is a big proponent of Bitcoin, and he puts his money where his mouth is. But you can see that nice little run today. Let's take a look at that 5-day chart on them, and got a nice 5-day chart going there on MSTR. So let's see what that month looks like. Okay, so yeah, we're at the very beginning of the run here. So we were this high previously, not too long ago, so we hadn't even got there yet. We are green on everything we're holding as far as MSTR goes. I think we're up almost 7% on that, and HUT we're up like 15% on it. So we're sitting pretty on those two. HUT's going to have the same kind of chart. Let's go look at that real quick. Nice little movement up. Really took off this morning, then came back down, and then ended up having a strong close. 5-day, you got a nice 5-day chart there going as well. They're going to do good as long as that Bitcoin is doing good as well. And and I think this may be, everybody that I watch on the YouTube channels that I watch, they talk about this fourth quarter being a strong quarter for Bitcoin. It could go as high as 100,000. So if it does that, you're going to see these two stocks do well as well. So that's what we're hoping for. We've got Bitcoin, we hold Ethereum, Solana, and Polkadot is the other one that I have as well, and ADA, which is another stock, another Bitcoin, another coin. So we don't talk a lot about those on this channel. We're going to stick to the stocks, but know that those are tied to those type of things, and they're doing well. So as long as that Bitcoin does good, our two stocks right here are going to do well. Now, the one that's not doing well is NVAX, and we have traded that a couple times. Did buy and sell it yesterday. What I'm doing when I do that, of course, I try to make a little bit of money from what I bought to what I sold at in that day, but what I'm really selling is some high price shares, and so I'm really taking a pretty good loss on the ones I'm selling, and my cost average is getting better and better because I'm getting rid of these high price shares and trading them out for some lower prices. But I'm taking a loss. I mean, this doesn't come free, so it's taking a loss, but I'm getting in it. My cost average is looking a lot better, but I can afford to take a loss because we've made a lot of money on NVAX. So we want to try to get our cost average at a decent thing, because when this thing does go up, we're going to be getting in the money pretty quick, hopefully. Right now we're way down on NVAX, so and it didn't help us none today either. See here, it went down 4% today, and saw an article. There's an article here why NVAX sank by nearly 5% today, and that article kind of talked about. They did put out a press release about the people that they've hired, several folks that they've hired, but nobody cares who they hire. Right now, it's all about getting these approvals, applying for these approvals, getting actually approved, and so that's the only thing that's going to drive this thing right now. They can put out all kinds of news, and it's really not going to do anything unless they come out. I don't even know. They're getting to the point where even if they say they've applied for approvals, I'm not sure how much that's going to do until they get an actual approval. But it probably wouldn't hurt to get some more applications in, but we've got to get one of these things approved, like with India or somebody like that, so they can start putting vaccines in people's arms. It's the time for the talk to be over, and I think they'll get there. People are getting frustrated, and what happens when people get frustrated is the big boys take advantage of that, and they manipulate the stock, and they drive it down so they can steal people's shares. They get them extra frustrated. So it's just a game that's played, and you got to be careful with it. Now, it could all go south, and it could be, they never get an approval, or something comes out bad with one of their vaccines or something, and these things get clobbered. These type of stocks are very volatile and very dangerous to trade, so you got to be careful and be willing to lose some money. So you got to be careful, and sometimes you're going to lose. But we're gonna hang with it. We're gonna keep the stocks we got. We bought some more today. Like I said, we did buy some more today, and let's go ahead and pull that chart up. Bought some yesterday, pretty cheap as well, and then we were able to turn around and sell them before the day was over with yesterday. I think we bought it 172, and I think I sold around 175 or something like that, 176. Yesterday, and then today was a little different story. We bought in at 176, 75, and 173, and then we're not able to sell those for at a higher price, so we're going to hold them for another day. But we're not buying a lot. We're not buying a lot, just a small number of shares, and because we've got plenty of shares, and so we're just trying to swap out a few here with some better prices and try to make a few bucks during the day. But didn't work out today, and so they actually kept going down, and it looks like it's even going down further in after hours. But notice the volume here. We don't have any tremendous volume. This is what you got to look for on the volume. And you can see here, this is where all your volume came in Friday, and that was when it hits this low, that's those big boys coming in and scooping them shares up for a whole good price. So, and what you'll see today, and I noticed this today myself, is when this thing got towards the end of the day and they drove it down, the volume picked up. So that's what I always look for, is what's happening with the volume. And anytime you see a lot of huge volume spikes, that's usually some big dogs coming in there, and that's how they steal your shares. They just keep driving it down. The news is coming. I mean, it's eventually coming, one way or another. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be good news. So we're going to hang tough with it, and that's all we can do is just hang tough. And so keep an eye on that one. Could come up any day. Should come up any day. And of course, then we've got our typical Tilrays and Nikola Tilrays green today. So the markets were doing really good today. Tilray had a little green, so we liked that. Nikola did not have any green today, but started out pretty good. You can see here the little chart here. It did have a little pop in the morning, but then it sold off. But it's pretty flat, so no big deal. Nothing to worry about there. We're still waiting for that to get moving too. It's going to be a while, so we're just patiently waiting for those. But you see how good the markets were today. Here you got the green across the board, and you see that NASDAQ really turned around today. And so we look for those good days, and we hope we have mostly green, and we did. The only one that really hurt us was this one here, NVAX, and it hurt us pretty good because we have a lot of it. But it also has done a lot of good for us, too. So we just got to be patient with it. It can't go up every day, and we've made a lot of money on it when we've traded it in the past 3 years. So we're ahead of the gang on that. So that's helps to be patient when you know you're ahead of them. And so we're going to stay patient on that one. Hopefully that news will come out this week, and we'll see this thing turn around. I think the worst of the damage is over. I really never thought it would have got down this far again, but it did, and they really need to get some news out here pretty soon, some positive news, and get this thing turning in the right direction. But there are a lot of people that are getting impatient with it right now, and I can understand why. I think about those people that have, been riding it out through all these ups and downs, and how frustrating that must be. That's why I like to trade, for one thing, because you make 6, 10, 15% on your money and cash out, and then watch it go back down and jump back in, and just do that over and over. Now, sometimes that costs you, and it's not. You probably, it just depends what stage of life you're in on whether you buy and hold certain stocks. And for me, being retired, I feel more comfortable having cash on the sideline than I do having all my money in the market. And so as long as I'm making money and the percentages I want to make, I'm very comfortable having 70, 80% of cash on the sideline, as long as I'm making the percentages I want to make. But you got to put that money to work. You just don't have to leave it at work, and that's what I do. And so I don't leave it at risk. See, if it's sitting on the sideline, it's not at risk anymore. It's not making you a dime. But if you've already made your dimes, then you're in good shape. So that's kind of the way I think. Again, I've got some videos on strategy, on my strategy and how I do things. You can watch those anytime. But hope you have a great day of trading. Hey, if you have not subscribed, how about clicking that subscribe button right here and go ahead and do that for me. And if you like the videos, click the like. And if you got any comments, put your comments in there. And just have a great rest of your week in trading. We'll try to get back on here at the end of the week. All right, thanks. Bye.